What are we talking about today, Dhiren?
We're talking about a concept very close to a lot of people's hearts, literally, energy drinks.
Energy drinks. Huge. Who doesn't drink energy drinks? Hal, you live on them, don't you?
I do now.
We've got a few people in the office that put away a few a day.
Yeah.
It's worrying.
It's kind of like, you're an energy drink person or you're not. Like some people won't touch it with a pole,
Energy drinks are huge, and the people that are like avid energy drink users, they're mad. They're a different breed. I like them. They're very loyal to the brand they like. And they know what they like and dislike. They're a passionate bunch.
Yeah, and
but why are we talking about energy drinks?
Well, we may have just launched an energy drink from Musashi. Wow,
is this it here? Without
energy.
And this is definitely not an infomercial episode, but we did want to talk about energy drinks. We have just launched one recently, available now in Coles.
Yeah, and since we've launched it, I started drinking a lot more energy drinks.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same. I wasn't a big energy drink guy, and I guess it's probably because there wasn't any energy drinks out there that really sort of were what I wanted.
Yeah, but thinking about it, like you do see a lot of people in the gym just smashing back energy drinks before a workout, during a workout even sometimes.
Yeah, people are using them as pre-workouts now.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how people use them. Either it was like a pick-me-up throughout the day as a coffee replacement or as a pre-workout style product. But, I mean, are you getting all the ingredients you need, like from some of those other energy drinks for a pre-workout? They're not really made to be used before a workout.
No, not really. Like, some energy drinks are made to be mixed with alcohol.
I think that's probably where most energy drinks are consumed, right? In nightclubs.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
The old vodka Red Bulls.
Healthy.
Hey?
Healthy.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, when I moved from New Zealand to here, I didn't realize that quite a few places actually ban energy drinks and alcohol, like Jaeger bombs.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Too many heart attacks?
Yeah. Well, it is. If you think about it, it's pretty bad for you. Like, 2 a.m. smashing back Jaeger bombs.
I don't think it's obviously probably not something I'd recommend, but plenty of people are doing it. But when you're putting away, like, I don't know, people have 6-8 drinks in a night out. Yeah. That's quite a lot of energy drink to consume along with alcohol.
Pretty easy to lose track, Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I use them sparingly. And obviously now that we've got sort of more of a sport-specific style formulation, that's the sort of energy drink I go to. There's a few of them out there now that are sort of more for sports people.
Do you think energy drinks are a new thing or an old thing?
They are so old.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about like Red Bull. They've been around forever.
Well, actually, probably even longer than that. Like the ancient Aztecs, they used to...
Oh, here we go. The ancient Aztecs.
Have to bring back some ancient stuff into this, right? So, like they used to eat guarana, right? Which is an ingredient that made its way into energy drinks, and that was, the original energy drink back in the day. Climbing mountains needed a bit of energy, right? So they just used to supplement with guarana, which had some caffeine in it as well. So
yeah.
Do you want to run through the main ingredients that you find in most energy drinks? Guarana, tyrosine, citrulline.
Well, they're not in most energy drinks. Most energy drinks are a caffeine hit with taurine or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, the number one ingredient in common to energy drinks is caffeine, right? Number two ingredient for most of the energy drinks out there is sugar.
Yeah, true.
Some of them have like 80 grams of sugar, which is like half a kilogram of grapes.
Plenty of no sugar options out there, like in energy drinks, but they don't seem as popular. Whenever I see anyone walking around with an energy drink, it's the full sugar version. I think, what are you doing?
Yeah, and people don't realize how much sugar some of those drinks contain. It's actually a ridiculous amount.
What isn't it? We should look it up.
A lot of them have close to 60 grams.
Yeah.
What, for like the big 500 ml can will have like 60 grams of sugar?
Yes.
Some of the ones with juice as well, they have up to 80 grams of sugar, which is a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be bouncing off the walls.
Different kind of energy.
Yeah, mix that with caffeine as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
But coming back to the history of energy drinks.
Oh, yeah.
So a funny story about how energy drinks started, right? So there was this guy in like Southeast Asia, right? And he was like, decaf coffee was a massive thing back then. And they used to extract the caffeine from the coffee beans to make the decaf coffee. And that used to almost be like a waste product, right? So this guy's like, I got an idea. We'll just carbonate this, add some sugar, and that's how the first energy drinks were kind of born, right? And now decaf coffee is a waste product of the energy drink of caffeine production, you know. So
yeah, the energy drink category would be bigger than decaf coffee for sure.
Yeah, crazy. Just using the whole ingredient, kind of like whey protein comes from cheese. Hopefully one day cheese will be a waste product of whey protein, but you never know.
Yeah, no, it's insane. How many energy drinks do you reckon you consume in a week, Hal?
2 or 3.
A week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Depending on what time basketball is. And
so you use it for sport specifically?
Yes, only ever as a pre-workout before sport or exercise.
And is it why? Because it's like a bit more convenient than having a powder, or just?
I think they're really tasty for one.
Yeah.
I like the Gia, but also I don't think they're a great coffee replacement. I find that the caffeine from a coffee will kind of last you a bit longer, whereas an energy drink right before exercise, it's fantastic.
Just a giant hit.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you can crash soon after.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually the carbonation that makes it absorb a lot faster as well.
Yeah.
You think about something like Panadol Rapid, right? It's just carbonated, so it absorbs faster. So same thing with energy drinks. You feel it a lot quicker because the carbonation actually helps you.
Yeah, most of the small energy drinks have the equivalent sort of caffeine levels of a coffee, right? But yeah, it's that carbonation that is helping that process. You feel like you're getting more of a kick than a cup of coffee.
To that point, there are some other Musashi products that I think work really well with soda instead of plain water. The Shred Matrix is a quick plug, for example, I think tastes so much better.
Like with a sparkling water or something?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Just fizz up everywhere, wouldn't it?
It does a little bit.
Yeah, our energy drink, how is it different from all the other energy drinks out there? Obviously, we're a sports nutrition brand, so our energy drink is more sort of for people that participate in sports or activity.
Exactly. So you won't find us, behind a bar to mix with
Hopefully
alcohol.
not.
Definitely not. So, we've got some key ingredients in there that actually help focus, such as caffeine, obviously, but there's an amino acid called tyrosine in there, which actually helps prevent the crash.
Well, that's the biggest drawback of energy drinks is the crash you get after it. Everyone enjoys the big energy hit, and it does help with workouts or whatever it is you're doing, the work day, but there is a crash. That
exactly. Like what caffeine does, right, is that it just basically opens the floodgates and you dump your neurotransmitters so you're, a bit more alert, but more focused. But you kind of need to have the fuel for the neurotransmitters to be replenished, otherwise you're going to get that crash, and that's exactly what some of the amino acids in there do.
So you're saying tyrosine?
And tyrosine, there's a few other aminos in there, like the branched chain amino acids, which can also help with theoretically with a bit of fatigue. There's some other cool ingredients in there, like beta-alanine. We talked about beta-alanine quite a lot on here. It's a lactic acid buffer, helps you with your endurance. Stops this lactic acid buildup. Yeah,
and beta-alanine is probably the most. I reckon it's the best supplement, one of the best supplements out there.
Big call.
Yeah, well, that beta-alanine and creatine used together, I think is like a unbelievable sort of. They'd be my go-tos.
I agree. They are my go-to.
Well, my go-to number one supplement, caffeine. If as a powerlifter, there's nothing better in the short term and even in the long term for increasing your strength and grip strength than caffeine. I know it's a bit of a controversial ingredient. Can't really train at night with a lot of caffeine, but
you can.
I can, but
it depends. Everyone's tolerances are different.
Yeah, well, actually, that's a good point. A lot of people, there's like a genetic predisposition to how you metabolize caffeine. So, some people have the enzymes to break it down correctly, whereas some people have a coffee at 1 p.m. They're not sleeping that night. That's
me. I don't have those enzymes. What about you, Hal?
Depends if I exercise that evening or not.
Yeah, like get that energy out.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. If I can have a full scoop of most pre-workouts before a heavy session, I'll sleep like a baby.
And that's at like 8 o'clock at night for you as well.
Exactly.
With the energy drink, so it's got branched chain amino acids, beta-alanine, tyrosine.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in there like that sort of ties it to like good for sports people?
Yeah, there's also this ingredient called citrulline, which is in our pre-workout as well. It's all about the blood flow, nutrient delivery to your muscles, to your body. So citrulline works in this nitric oxide pathway, which is, in theory opens your blood vessels and allows a bit more blood flow to.
Yeah, citrulline's in most pre-workout powders, right, these days. So
exactly. I mean, we've got a pretty decent chunk in here. It's like 3,000 milligrams, so quite a lot. Yeah. There's also some good B vitamins in there, B6, B12, B3.
Yeah. And most importantly, no sugar, right?
Yeah.
Zero sugar.
Zero sugar.
What would you say is the main difference between Musashi Energy and Musashi pre-workout?
One's in a can, one's a powder.
So you're saying convenience?
Well, convenience, but also,
If you're looking for a quick on-the-go pre-workout, that Musashi energy drink's perfect for you.
Yeah.
The powder has probably got more functional ingredients at a higher dosage, but you look at sort of, they both got their sort of pros.
Yeah. The powder allows you to customize it a bit more, 1 scoop, half a scoop, 1.5 scoops for the brave. But yeah, it's got per serve, it's got a lot more caffeine, a lot more tyrosine, a lot more of these other ingredients that actually help you physically and mentally. It's got creatine as well. Creatine, unfortunately, isn't stable in, liquids, so we can't put it in the energy drink. Otherwise, we would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use them sparingly. If I'm going to have them, it's before an intense session, like a leg session or a big back session, or like a 2-hour jiu-jitsu session where I just, So I'm not a big, I'm not those avid guys that stop in at the servo every morning and get their energy drinks. But a few times a week.
I'll tell you what, I know you said you don't want to see them at a bar, but if they start serving those at a concert venue, I reckon that'd be incredibly popular.
Yeah.
When you're dancing around to music in particular.
Dancing's exercise.
Exactly. Pre-workout.
Yeah.
Plus with the aminos for recovery.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've had mixed these with a couple of vodkas.
Me too.
Go down nicely. Not recommending that. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Huge disclaimer.
Huge disclaimer.
But yeah, I've definitely started using energy drinks a lot more since we launched this, and I think once you try it out and you try it out before exercising, you'll notice a difference for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So what's next for energy drinks for us?
For us,
We've got 3 flavors now, right? Purple grape, blue raspberry, and fruit crush.
Yeah,
we're looking at some new flavors again.
We've tasted some crazy prototypes.
Yeah.
Hard to decide how to pick, so we might ask.
Should we name drop one of the flavors that we're not going to release?
Oh yeah.
No?
Birthday cake didn't make the cut, unfortunately.
That was my favorite.
How weird was that birthday cake flavor that we tried?
Yeah, it was drinking a sponge cake.
Yeah, it was actually nice, but it was just odd.
Still my favorite.
Yeah.
Really?
Big time.
Yeah, it didn't make the cut, unfortunately.
No.
But we'll be sort of, these are currently in Coles. They will be coming out to we're looking at different petrol stations and convenience options in the very near future. So stay tuned on energy drinks. Keen to hear anyone's thoughts on how many. I want to know how many energy drinks people consume in a day. I want to hear some crazy stuff. There's a couple of Facebook groups that we've been following. What was it called? It was like
Blokes and Energy Drinks.
Blokes and Energy Drinks. Shout out to that page. Fun page, passionate bunch. Some of these guys, I think it's their whole life.
Yeah.
I love it though. I love their passion. What about, there was a couple of images of guys that had set up like energy drink shrines at home where they kept all their old energy drink cans and they built it up to have like a shrine.
Throne.
I know.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, and a lot of interesting combinations. Energy drinks and vapes and things.
Oh, I know.
It's pretty.
Oh
funny.
yeah, super healthy.
Yeah.
Your desk at work, or your chair at work, is like an energy drink empty can throne, isn't it?
Yeah, had to keep some of the first cans that we produced as a little memorabilia, but
I'm surprised with how popular they've been so far. It's there was a real sort of gap in the market for people are using these more for sports reasons than anything else. Pick me up before a game or training, whatever. So. Yeah,
and we talked about it last week with Coach Tom as well. He
loves them.
He's a big fan of energy drinks and before a big game. And
I suppose it is something you can just throw in in the game bag, and yeah,
exactly. Like, what do most people do before a game, right? Before a soccer game, what are you going to do? Drive to the the servo, get a coffee, get an energy drink, something like that. Well, now you've got a sports energy drink.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's Yeah, as far as consuming products before training or a game, or like that is one of the most important times to consume some sort of product that's going to give you that energy kick for performance. During being another occasion, most people drinking something for hydration and to continue that energy, and then after They're the three most important times to consume products: before, during, and after.
And the advantages over coffee is it's such a liquid. It's almost as close to water as you can get, as opposed to a big milky coffee before a game.
Oh,
which
yeah.
can be quite dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, not dangerous, but yeah, consuming like a big milk drink, like a big large coffee before any sporting thing, it'd be just be gurgling away.
I don't know about you
and stuff.
guys, but sometimes the first hot drink of the day sets off a little chain reaction for a lot of people. If you know what I'm talking
What
about.
are you talking about, Dhiren?
Dhiren doesn't wear white shorts.
So
Yeah, no, 100%. What is that? Is that the hot drink or is that the caffeine? I've always wondered that.
I don't know. Actually, I think it's the heat.
The heat.
Personally, like the hot drink, just warming your
agree.
bowels.
I
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's
get
the heat?
same from tea, from non-caffeinated
Yeah.
tea.
Yeah.
Mm,
Do you reckon everyone knows what we're talking about here?
I hope so.
I'm sure everyone experiences
It's
the
not
same
just
thing.
our high protein, high caffeine diet.
That's the diet of professional athletes.
Yeah.
Diet of champions.
So what are you saying? If you don't want to poo your pants before a sporting game, go for a cold drink over a hot drink.
That's my theory.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
very technical, very scientific.
Great. Devil's advocate.
I reckon we should put that on a billboard for an energy drink thing. That'd be a good campaign.
Don't shit your pants.
Don't shit yourself.
That's my favorite brand of hot sauce I've ever seen. It just in huge writing says "shit the bed."
Oh yeah.
That is the writing.
I've tried that sauce.
Have you?
Have
Yeah.
you?
Did you?
Nah, come on, man.
What was
I
that?
eat chilies for
I'm
breakfast.
stomach.
You do. Your tolerance to chili and heat is unheard of.
Yeah.
What about those chips we had in the office the other day? Those heat. What were they?
The world's hottest chips.
The world's hottest chips.
Yeah, I washed it down with the energy drink.
Oh my god.
Not
To
re-
bring it back to the topic for today.
Yeah. It's not really recommended to drink carbonated drinks.
Did you
after
have one
spicy food.
of those hot
I
chips?
did.
Yeah.
They're nuts. I did
Ha-
like.
You couldn't handle it?
I can't.
Dhiren ate like half the packet and didn't even notice it.
He's nuts.
I've got the.
I broke out in a sweat,
Yeah, same.
but it wasn't that bad.
Have you watched Hot Ones? You know the.
Yeah.
the
The
hot
wings.
Yeah.
So we got the sauces from this show, right? And the last one is called The Last Dab. And my girlfriend puts it on her fish fingers for breakfast.
Okay, hang on, stop. There's so many things to unpack there with that comment.
First and foremost.
First, fish fingers for breakfast.
Oh.
Fish fingers.
On a
Let's
weekend.
hang on, not even for breakfast. Fish fingers.
Protein.
How old is she?
I know.
Have you checked her ID?
You guys need to learn about fish fingers and hot sauce. don't knock it before you try.
I feel like I'm missing out now.
Oh
Fish
my
fingers for
God.
breakfast. That's new. I like
It's the
it.
vehicle for the hot
I
sauce.
do like fish fingers though. Do you like fish fingers, Hal?
Well, I'm 13, so I should.
Oh. And then fish fingers with hot sauce.
Yeah.
That's a weird combo.
Don't
I
knock
like
it
it.
before you try it.
Now I know why you two are a perfect match.
Yeah.
Just the odd things.
Both absolutely bonkers.
We eat the same food.
How did we get onto fish fingers and hot sauce from here?
This guy.
Yeah. Wash it down with the energy drink. That's the ultimate
Oh my God,
the
I
ultimate
wouldn't-
breakfast.
I wouldn't follow you to the bathroom after that.
I'm keen to hear how many like you write in or flick us a email or just
Comments.
reach out on Instagram. I want to know how many energy drinks people are consuming in a day. Like what I've heard some outrageous amounts.
Yeah.
And your go-to energy drink. Let us know.
Yeah. And
Hopefully say Musashi now. But
and if there's any, pro athletes or semi-pro athletes out there, keen to hear what you have before training as well.
yeah, like, everyone's so different with what they do.
Yeah.
Like before training or a game, like everyone's so different with their approach. There's no sort of universal approach, and everyone has their favorite sort of things to do.
Mm.
I
But,
think it's
uh,
weird in terms of consistency as well. Like if you're used to not consuming energy drinks and you have one before a game as a one-off, it can impact you differently. Me, for example, I find that I get out of breath really quick because I run and don't realize how fatigued I'm getting, and then I realize, oh, I'm having a heart attack. Why is that? I haven't stopped running for the last 5 minutes.
So your output is higher though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably less efficient, especially in terms of basketball. I go for a layup and black out because there's no oxygen in my system.
Yeah, I'm a bit the opposite with caffeine. I don't tend to gas out at all. Like if I have higher dose of caffeine before I'm sort of rolling jiu-jitsu,
Do you
I
think
could
it's-
just go all day.
Do you think that's because it's a different form of sport? You're doing less sprinting and more, I guess, enduring exercise?
Well, it is different. I guess you're using different energy systems, but it's a lot of it is sort of muscular endurance. Like it's a mix of like static holds along with sort of cardiovascular sort of endurance.
I know a lot of runners that actually use energy drinks before running as well. So
caffeine for running is spectacular. Like the amount of runners that I don't use caffeine before a run. It dehydrates me. I'm like, you're staying hydrated, so it's not like. How long is your event as well?
But I guess also another concern is, peaking too early. Like it kind of, almost brings your energy forward, right?
Yeah, it'd have to be something you're conscious of and learning how to manage it. Like you said, how you're just going all out, and then you're finding yourself gassed out.
Yeah. Just being aware of why and how you're going so hard.
Exactly. Yeah. Like with almost everything we talk about, it's all about there's no one size fits all approach. It's all about testing and trying different things to see how it affects your performance, how it works around your lifestyle.
What do you think about consuming caffeine during exercise? So as a runner, for example, you just said gassing out too early. What about consuming an energy drink maybe before and then also during?
Well, actually, some of those energy gels do actually contain energy drinks. So, some people... With caffeine, sorry. Yeah, so they don't contain energy drinks. Some
just add water.
Yeah. so some people, like in tennis, for example, they'll be smashing those gels just to give them that, constant hit of...
smaller amounts of caffeine.
Smaller amounts,
but during as well. It's not something I've played with. I haven't really done a sport that sort of requires constant top-ups of caffeine. Everything I do is like under an hour and a half or an hour.
I usually prefer not to use caffeine for basketball, but my games are on the weekend.
Oh, you should.
And sometimes they're in the morning.
Yeah. I'd be consuming caffeine before any sports, and it's just finding the right amount that works for you.
Yeah. And obviously, the most important thing for your recovery is your sleep. So the key with caffeine is to not impact your sleep. If it's impacting your sleep, then tone it back a bit.
Yeah, it's a good point because it does. You hear so many people, I'm not going to have a coffee after this time, or I'm not going to consume an energy drink after this time because it just impacts my sleep. Happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, and like some people complain, I have sleeping problems and I can't get to the bottom of it. Maybe you're having an energy drink at 9 p.m. and it's having an effect.
Lots of people like that too.
Yeah.
Anything else to cover on energy drinks?
Not particularly, no.
Do you think ancient samurais used some kind of energy?
I reckon those guys were that holistic with their approach to what they do. I would think that like nutrition and all that stuff would factor into their lifestyle. Like they're very philosophical. They're all about training and preparation, and so it'd be hard to imagine that nutrition somehow didn't play into their approach. And like you said, there's plenty of sort of herbal ingredients that have been around for thousands of years that sort of ancient civilizations have been using to increase their energy or libido or health, or so 100% they would be using something.
Yeah, no, good point. There's actually planting the seed for a segue to our Musashi quote of the day.
Who saw that coming?
No one.
So
us, because he grabbed Miyamoto Musashi book off the shelf.
As he's saying the word samurai is reaching.
Yeah.
Actually,
I thought you were reaching for the samurai sword.
Out of reach.
Yeah.
Actually, this quote comes from not from the Book of Five Rings, but from the other book, Decado. So his principles. It's a short quote.
How many books does he have?
Just 2.
Right.
But it's a simple one. Do not pursue the taste of good food.
You've said that one before, haven't you?
I think I've said it before.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah. So I don't know how to unpack that, but I think it's.
Do not pursue the taste of good food.
I think maybe C.T. Fletcher said it best. You're eating to perform. You're not eating for taste.
It's funny when you do become that involved in sports and you take it seriously. You start to look at food more as a fuel than as an enjoyment thing. I do. I mean, I eat this when I can. I eat the exact same thing every day because I know what my body needs to sort of perform at a certain level.
Yeah, but
But you got to get some pleasure in life as well, so it can't always be about just fuel.
And this is, probably the one time I might disagree with Miyamoto Musashi because these bad boys taste pretty good.
Hey, why not have both?
Yeah.
Functional fuel that actually tastes good as well.
Exactly.
All right, gang.
Cool.
Hit us up with any topics that you'd like to hear us sort of discuss. What's our email address again? podcast@musashi.com.
Exactly. We're available also on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and at our website, musashi.com.
Everywhere. Or hit us up on Instagram DMs or TikTok.
Lovely. Let us know how many energy drinks you consume in a day.
Yep. If you up late,
And
up
what
late
you'll-
at night, you can't sleep from energy drinks, just send us an email.
And what your go-to is.
Yep.
All right. Thanks again for listening. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Musashi out.
Out.